What to do? I'm Arthur Ngugi, resident neuropsychiatrist here in Cape Town, South Africa. If you're new to the channel, first, welcome. I'm not going to tell you to like and subscribe, you do you, but what I will do is thank my patrons on Patreon. YouTube keeps demonetizing my videos, so your support is truly immeasurable. I have a little time to spare in between rounds, so I thought, why not make a quick video or two? Hopefully I don't get called to consult. They keep interrupting my videos. I have big news to share. I'm starting a new series on the channel. I'm going to do Day in the Life vlog series. I'm going to show you what it's like to be a resident in a South African teaching hospital. I know a good chunk of my subscriber base are university-age students across Africa, and a good diasporic number of you are from the US and UK, especially from Texas. I didn't know there are a lot of Africans there. The more you know. I'm going to share my personal journey to medicine and why I'm working here in South Africa and not back home in Tanzania. I know this is a major shift from my usual long-form video essays, but don't worry, I still plan to continue doing stuff like that, like the one I did on Frantz Fanon a month ago. I think that's it. The first episode of Day in the Life vlog series will be released next week. Well, see you next one. Dang, that's some cruel irony there. My apologies, I did not plan that. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm still rolling. My apologies there. I should probably edit this part out, but I think you should hear this. It's not one of my consults or one of my patients. I can't tell you that, it's against the law. It's from the Ministry of Health. Looks like we have our first confirmed case of COVID-19 here in South Africa. I don't know all the details, but what I will tell you is please make sure to get your news from reputable sources. Knowledge is key here. Things are changing every day. And also, don't just get your news from your auntie's WhatsApp chats, okay? Okay, as a consult this time, I have to get going. Till then, I see you in the next video. Take care. Greetings, friends. Arthur here. I do apologize for the 12-week pause in video publications. Ever since March 11th, when the pandemic was declared, the hospital shifted every resource, every staff member to treating COVID patients and testing people on the streets. I've been working in the ER now for the past 12 weeks, hence the 12-week pause. I didn't tell anyone this, but back on March 11th, when it was declared, I got scared. Scared for my family and loved ones, of course, but I got scared for all of us. Specifically, I got scared of how much damage COVID was going to inflict on Africa. I'm just looking back in recent history. The HIV and AIDS pandemic has done horrific damage to millions of lives here in sub-Saharan Africa, and still continues to do. There's a real chance COVID can be just as horrific. There's a real chance also that all the health and economic progress we made in these past 2 decades in sub-Saharan Africa, COVID could wipe that out. And we're seeing these first world nations struggle in the face of this little virus. Italy was on its knees back in March. In New York City, the Big Apple was at death's doorstep in April. And if these first world colossuses are struggling as they are now, imagine us here. But it didn't end up like that. Don't get me wrong. The pandemic is ravaging us. I see it every day. But a good number of African governments, not all, but a good number, they responded quickly and competently. And not all first world nations can say the same. I can't end this video without responding to what happened in Minneapolis 3 weeks ago. The state-mediated murder of George Floyd, that leaves me speechless. All that I can say is that Black Lives Matter and Black Lives must matter everywhere. But even here in our quote-unquote homeland, our lives don't necessarily matter. Our lives don't matter when our governments prioritize holding on to power and not feeding the people, or when they downplay the virus, or when they play off ethnic tribal divisions so they can dictate whether we can even live to the next day. I can go on, but I worry here I'm rambling too much and maybe a bit too preachy. I'm going to end it there. Before I go, a quick housekeeping note. Let's revive the Day in the Life vlog series. It's not going to be like how I envisioned back in March, but it's worth a try. Let's keep at it. Till then, I'll see you in the next video. Keep wearing a mask, keep physical distancing. Hang in there. Take care. Salutations, compatriots. I'm going to get straight to the point. I have a question to ask you. Do you remember the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? I hope not personally, but as I speak, they're swaggering up and down Africa, let alone the world. Pestilence, we're familiar with him. I see him at work every day. and he made his entry known to South Africa back in my March video. And according to recent UN estimates, famine is following close by. No, the one horseman that frustrates me the most is war. War, it feeds off our personal failings. It's tough as it is to fight against poverty, hunger, and disease. But why do we have to keep adding authoritarianism to this ungodly mix? Right now in Ethiopia and in Nigeria, war is rearing its ugly head. In Nigeria, back in late October, scores of peaceful protesters were murdered in cold blood by their own police. And in Ethiopia, the prime minister, who had just gotten the Nobel Peace Prize, his government is committing cultural genocide against the Tigray people. But to enter a more positive note, I feel like I have to force myself to do that these days. American democracy is still alive. I kid you not, I thought it died 4 years ago, but Black people saved it once again. I see you, Georgia. I see you, Stacey Abrams. I even see you, Texas. I know you tried. The world thanks you for your service. You had to fight a powerful, white supremacist, fascistic political apparatus. You know, US, you and South Africa, we have a lot in common, don't we? Either way, please don't give up the fight. We're counting on you because we're living in America's world after all. I have to get going now. Take care. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's go. Hey friends, Arthur here. I just finished a night shift. I'm about to head home, trying to figure out where I parked my car. As I try to find my car, I thought, why not make a quick Q&A video, right? A few weeks back, I asked you on Instagram to post any questions you want me to answer for our 1-year special Q&A. All the COVID questions I got were really good, and they will be answered in an upcoming video. But in the meantime, though, down in the description, I linked resources and information from the Ministry of Health, public health experts, and charities to donate to. Check them out. So let's get after it. Who is our first question? Our first question is from self-referential user 979. They ask, why are you working in South Africa? You said you would tell us, but you haven't for a year. Plus you have an American accent. Things don't seem to add up. Well, self-referential user 979, you're not the first person to ask me that question. I get asked that a lot here in Cape Town. Maybe it's that xenophobic thing they were talking about before I joined my residency here. But I will make a video to answer that question. It's a long story, but I have to keep you in suspense till then. Are you good with that? Our next question is from Kunda. Kunda asks, what are your thoughts on the death of President Nkurunziza back in June? I was surprised you didn't mention him in your June video. First, Kunda, thanks for that question. That's pretty astute of you. I didn't know anyone noticed that. I had intended to talk about that in my June video, but there was a lot of other heavy subject matter in that video. I had to pace myself. Just so everyone knows, Nkurunziza, the late Burundian president, he had died from a cardiac arrest. Back in June, in that video, I had intended to share my skepticism of that official report. I would have shared my pet theory that he probably is the first world leader to die from COVID, but I don't want to go down that hole today. On a more personal note, do you know who I thought of when I heard of the news of Nkurunziza's death? I thought of my father. My father is still alive, God bless. He's living back home in Dar es Salaam with my family. I thought of my father because he's a few years older than Nkurunziza, the same generation. And my father, a Tutsi refugee, exiled from his homeland for the majority of his life, he has now outlived the former Hutu rebel president for life. And that really hit me that day. I usually don't get this personal in my videos. A lot of comments saying I intellectualize too much in my videos. They may have a point, maybe it's a defense mechanism. Either way, Kunda, thank you for that very astute question. I appreciate that. I don't know if you hear that. There's like a car honking at me. I probably shouldn't be doing videos in the middle of a road in a parking garage. I have to get going now. There will be a part 2 Q&A though, so don't worry, your questions will be answered. Till then, keep wearing a mask, keep social distancing. We're almost there. Take care.